All right then. Good evening. I welcome all of you to this webinar being hosted by TKW's Institute of Banking and Finance. Very warm welcome to all of you. You're sparing your valuable time on a weekend. So I hope I'm able to add value and live up to your expectations. So this webinar today is going to be about ugly truths. Yes, it is going to be ugly truths about applying for finance jobs. Before we start, my name is Amit Goyal. I am going to be, I'm the founding director of the Institute, and I will take you through a series of slides as we go around. Today in this session, you could have some questions as we ask, so please feel free. You could keep posting your questions on the questions tab as well as on the chat tab, and I will try to answer these questions as we go along. Anything that I'm not able to answer during the seminar, we will definitely take it up towards the end. Yes, if you have any other career doubts about applying for a finance job or careers in banking and finance, I'll be very happy to take up all your questions towards the end of the webinar. So let's get started with the webinar, which is the ugly truth about applying for finance jobs. Right. So what are we going to discuss today? Today we will be talking about three ugly truths about banking and finance jobs. Yes, there are certain ugly truths. There are certain things which you often don't get to know, but then that's the real face of industry. If you know it, it could be of advantage to you. But if you don't know about it, this could be a great opportunity being missed. So I will introduce you. I'll tell you about these three ugly truths which I have learned by very closely monitoring various people join the industry, grow in the industry, some of whom have been very successful and some have not been. So you are going to get a preview, you're going to get an insider's view of banking and finance industry, and you are going to learn about what these ugly truths are. But we'll have to wait for it. I am going to talk about these truths as we progress in the webinar. What else we are going to talk about today? We will be talking about why everyone wants to work in banking and finance. Yes, there's a big craze out there. Almost everyone wants a banking and finance job. IBPS comes up with an exam and you see more than 10 lakh people applying out there. A bank announces its walk-in interviews and you see hordes of people standing in there. So we are going to talk about why everyone wants to work in banking and finance. We will also talk about entry profiles that can lead to an 8-digit salary. Yes, kaun banega crorepati. 8-digit salary means a salary of more than 1 crore rupees per annum. So during the seminar, I am going to talk about a few such profiles which could take you to this 8-digit salary. I'm sure all of you want to get there. And we will talk about how to prepare for your career. What are the trainings? What is the practice that you need to do? What is the rehearsal that you need to do? How is it that you're going to prepare yourself for this career in banking and finance? And finally, I am going to reveal a secret. Yes, today at the end of this webinar, I am going to tell all of you a secret, which is a secret to get your resume picked. Yes, there are millions of people wanting to get those great limited jobs in banking and financial services. I am going to tell you at the end of this webinar, what is that secret of how you could get your resume picked for that job. So finance is the most desirable career. Everyone, every talented student, every talented youth, everyone wants to make a career in finance. There's a big trend. People, the most talented youth of our country join the IITs, join the IIMs after that, and ultimately get into an investment banking job, ultimately gets into a finance job. So why is it that finance is the most desirable career? What makes this so desirable? Why does everyone wants to get into a finance job? Why does everyone in 11th class opt for commerce? Why is getting an admission in BCom college so difficult? Why is it that in an MBA college, majority students opt for finance? Why is it that when a company comes for a banking or a financial profile, maximum number of students are seen applying? So what is it that makes finance the most desirable career? If you have any answers to this question, you can post them on the chat screen that you have. I'll be happy to read and see what you feel. Why is finance the most desirable career? So I'll give you 2 minutes to answer. Let's see if you have any answers to why finance is the most desirable career. Yeah, I see a lot of you have posted highs, but now I want you to answer what according to you makes finance the most desirable career. So I see an answer. We have somebody saying because of good salary. Yeah, of course, finance does give you a lot of good salary, and that makes finance a desirable career. Do we have any other answers? I see a lot of you attending the webinar. If we keep the webinar interactive, it is going to be good fun for you. Yeah, I see another answer coming in. We have somebody saying because every company would have a finance department, so a lot of scope. Yes, you are right, because every company would have a department for finance, so there is no end of jobs. And trust me, finance people are the last ones to be sacked from their jobs. There are many other departments, I don't want to name them, but yes, there are a lot of departments from where people get fired early, but finance is the last place where job cut happens. We have another answer from Deepak who says, because of lucrative opportunities. Yes, finance gives us a lot of lucrative opportunities, and that's why everybody wants to take up a career in finance. So we have a few answers about why finance is the desirable career, is the most desirable career, and all of you are right. Uh, why everybody wants to take up finance is because money is the seed of money. Right. Money is the seed of money. That means you get money, you grow money by sowing money. If you want to make money, you have to invest money. You cannot make money without putting in money. So the most beautiful thing about money is that it grows. It grows like trees, it grows like fruits. You invest and you get more of it. And finance is that career which teaches you to make money. Everyone in this world, every job, every career is aimed at making more money. And finance teaches us to make money. Also, the purpose of every business is to make money. So all the business that we have are working to make money. The ultimate goal of any organization is profits or shareholder wealth maximization. So businesses exist to make money. We all work to make money, and finance is the career which teaches us how to make money. If you have a grasp over finance, if you learn good finance, if you understand money, you would know how to use money to make more money. And that is the single most important skill set everybody is looking for. The entire industry is looking for a skill set, a capability of people who know how to make money. Now, let's come to the next point, which is why everyone wants to work in finance. This was the question. And yes, the answer is higher average salaries. Because finance is about making money, finance is a profession where the average salaries are higher than all other industries, all other professions. You see that the most well-paid people in the industry around you are chartered accountants, they are company CFOs, they are finance heads. So these are the people who are working with money. These are the people who are producing money, who are managing money for the organization, and that is why there is an average, the average salaries in finance are higher. And what probably you didn't know is that banking and financial services are the sectors which are one of the biggest paymasters. Yes, they pay average salaries which are higher than any other industry. When you entrust your 50,000 rupees to a bank takes good care of your money and returns comes back to you with a 8% interest on it. But then that doesn't end with the bank. The bank actually uses your money to earn a 12% interest. So the banker sitting there who is making a cool 4% profit on your money, knows how to make money with money. And that is why his bank, his organization pays him a lot of money to do that. That's why the average salaries are very lucrative in finance, and that is what makes finance a great desirable career. Also, yes, as I said earlier, we are going to learn about these jobs which pay more than 1 crore rupees per annum. Finance makes it possible. Yes, the largest number of people who are getting 8-digit salaries are from the financial services sector. Financial services is the sector where you can grow up to a 8-digit salary. You could start earning 1 crore rupees per annum if you are good at finance. I can see a lot of questions and a lot of answers are still coming in, and we could keep getting these questions. I will try to answer them as we go along. So I hope all of you by now understand why finance, why everyone wants to work in finance. Obviously, it is for more money. Now, it is not limited to that. We need to really go deeper into the story. We have to understand what is the outcome and impact of this. Everyone wants to work in finance. So the best talent gets attracted towards finance jobs. Yes, whenever there is a good finance job, you have people from IITs, you have people from IIMs, you have people from top BCom colleges, you have the best chartered accountants who are applying for these jobs. Yes, these jobs are very few, and everyone wants that job. Everyone wants a piece of meat in this financial services job, because of which the companies have a tremendous choice. I, as an employer of a bank, would say, oh, I have all the best talent applying for this job, so why shouldn't I take the best of the lot? So because of this, the best talent gets attracted towards finance jobs, and companies have the choice of hiring the best of the best there. And that is why you would see that all the banks rush to the biggest campuses and hire the best in the campuses. So finance attracts the best talent. Now, all of us want a job in finance, okay? And the company which is hiring, the recruiter has a choice. He's spoiled for choice. He has got all the best candidates available. He has the decision to take. He can choose between you or the others. You have to justify to him that you are the talent. So now what we understand is that finance is the most desirable job. Companies have a lot of choice. All the best people get selected for finance jobs. So what is that ugly truth that I've been talking about? What is that? What are those truths which nobody knows? So the first ugly truth I'm going to reveal today now about banking and finance jobs is that the best finance jobs are never advertised. Yes, the best finance jobs are never advertised. So where does it take us? We all feel that by doing a good course, by doing a good education, by getting good qualifications, by improving ourselves, by being the best talent, we could look up for job advertisements in newspapers, we could look up for job advertisements in Naukri, we could look up for jobs are being advertised everywhere else on LinkedIn, and apply for these jobs. And obviously, if I'm a good talent, I would get selected. But unfortunate truth is that these best finance jobs are not advertised. You will see a lot of jobs by multinational banks. You would see a lot of jobs by mutual funds. You would see a lot of jobs by investment banks on various internet websites. You would see them on newspapers. But these are not the jobs which qualify for real good meat of the flesh. These are just the average finance jobs, which is not our aim. We want those jobs which take us to that 8-digit salary, and these are not the ones. So the real good banking and finance jobs are not advertised. So now the question is, how do I get it? If I have talent, I am good, how do I get this great finance job? Should I answer this today? Yes, I'm going to answer this question for you. What you know does not matter as much as who you know. Yes, the answer is hidden in this. When it comes to best finance jobs, what you know does not matter. Your knowledge, your marks, your qualifications, your degrees, which are very important, do not matter. Who you know is what matters. Okay. What is this who you know? So, because these jobs are very few and everyone wants these jobs, the truth is that these jobs are filled much before they could be advertised. And that is why what is important is, if you want to land in one of these exciting, real good finance jobs, you need to know somebody who tells you moment the vacancy arises. How would that happen? So how you can get these jobs is through personal references. Yes, networking is the key. You have to build a network. You have to build relationship with good people in organizations, and with these good people, you would get the references right, and you would be the first person to know that yes, there is a job in this particular domain. So you would know the best finance jobs through personal references or campus placement from good finance institutes. You could, if you're doing a good program, if you join a good course in a good finance institute, they would have, the industry would first approach them for any special profile, any profile where specialized knowledge or skills are required, and that's how you would come to know of these great finance jobs. If there is a job in the research department of a investment banking firm, they are not going to go and advertise it in the newspaper. They would either ask their employees to refer some good people who have good research acumen, or they will approach some of the good institutions and ask these institutions to send their students for campus interview, and that's how they fill up these jobs. So if you want to get into these great finance jobs, what you need to do is you need to build networks, you need to build friends, you need to build connections in these finance organizations which have such jobs, and you have to join a good institute which through its campus placement can put you in one of these roles. Okay. Now, some of these entry-level profiles, some of these jobs that you want to be referred to are is what I'm going to discuss. As I had told you in the beginning also, today in this session I'm going to tell you a few entry-level profiles that can lead you to a 8-digit salary. So now is the time I'm going to tell you about these 5 types of 5 types of jobs that can take you there. And I have already told you that these 5 jobs are not advertised. What you need to do is you need to build a reference network so that whenever such a job arises in an organization, you get to know of it. So the first such job is trade desk officer. Yes, this is a job in international trade financing profile, which could lead you to a great career in commercial banking, in business banking. So how you start this is with a trade desk officer. You need to have knowledge of international business. You need to have knowledge of foreign exchange. You need to have knowledge of currency derivatives. Once you learn these 3 things, you are in a position to work as a trade desk officer. At the trade desk, what you will do is you will be working with importers and exporters who are the clients of a bank and assisting them in doing their inbound and outbound remittances. Not only international remittances, you will help them with getting finance for their import credit, you would help them in getting export credit, you would help them with LC, bill discounting, and all such activities. Slowly, as you grow from your role from trade desk, you could become the head of corporate banking or business banking, and you could really earn an 8-digit salary. It's a very unique profile to work in. It's an exciting job, but you need the right references to get into this role. Second is wealth planning. Yes, all the rich people became rich not by managing their wealth. So a Shah Rukh Khan could be earning 200 crore rupees a year. But how would he manage this 200 crore rupees, and how would he ensure that this money continues to multiply even while he's not working? So a Shah Rukh Khan would hire a wealth planner who would help him in managing his wealth, who would help him in managing his investments. And if you are that guy on behalf of your company who is managing the wealth of a Ratan Tata or of a Anil Ambani, you could be earning them returns which run into several hundred crore rupees. So a 200 crore rupee portfolio means you are earning 20 crore rupees every year for your client, and on a 20 crore rupee return for your client, your bank will be very happy giving you a bonus of a crore out of that. So wealth planner is a profile you could work towards, you could start with and grow into HNI wealth management and get that exciting salary for yourself. Another profile is associate financial modeler. These are people with specific skills in balance sheet analysis and advanced Excel. They use these skills to create financial models of companies, and as they grow, as they work on these profiles, they could well grow into a research or a KPO career, which are very good paymasters in India today. The fourth profile that you could take up, you could start with, is a fundamental analyst profile. Fundamental analyst is somebody who analyzes and studies the future scope of a company and assesses the right valuation of a company. So as a fundamental analyst, starting your career, you could grow into mergers and acquisitions, you could go into equity research, you could get into investment banking. There's a whole host of profiles which will be available for you in 4 to 5 years of experience, with 4 to 5 years of experience, and you could make it to an 8-digit salary. And finally, a research analyst. These are people who perform research based on various underlying assets. These assets could be shares, these assets could be commodities, these assets could be currencies. So you could start your career as a research analyst. So yes, these are the 5 profiles with which you could get started, and with these profiles, you could make your way to top and earn a good 8-digit salary. However, the truth is that these 5 profiles are not advertised by the companies. If you want to get into them, you have to create a network. You have to create a referral approach where you get referred to these jobs. The second ugly truth about finance jobs is knowledge of finance is secondary. Yes, I see Saurabh has asked us a question which says, learning finance is not a big thing, but after learning finance, where to go, how to get the job in finance sector? Yes, Saurabh, you picked it right that learning finance is no big deal. Knowledge of finance is only secondary. Just because you know finance doesn't mean that an employer will give you that really coveted job, that really exciting job which you want. So what else is needed? What else do you require to make it into a great career for finance? So you need the right attitude, not right aptitude to get good at finance. Aptitude is an overrated term. Most of the places where we go and apply for a higher education or for an entry-level job, they conduct aptitude testing. But trust me, aptitude has been overrated in our country. Aptitude is not as important as your attitude is. If you have the right attitude, if you have a strong will to make that career, then even without that aptitude, you can learn the tricks of the trade, and with experience, you could become very good in that profession. So what you need to really get a good job in finance is you need business communication skills. So when you apply for a job, they are not going to look at your knowledge of finance alone. Knowledge of finance is important, but it is secondary. What you will be first assessed on is your business communication skills. You have to have excellent written and excellent verbal communication abilities. Uh, these are two crucial skills which are necessary for all the good roles in finance. So if you do not get good at your verbal and written communication, nobody is going to select you, whatever you do, for one of those great profiles that we talked about. Second thing is you need to have financial decision making skills. You need to have skills of forecasting and analyzing. Uh, my favorite question that I ask a lot of students is, if I offer you this pen for 50,000 rupees, will you buy it or not? Now, the offer that comes with this pen is that this 50,000 rupee pen comes with a warranty. The warranty is that whoever has this pen will keep getting 5,000 rupees every year. Yes, if you buy this pen from me right now today for 50,000 rupees, I will give you 5,000 rupees every year till you have this pen. So, anyone's interested? A lot of people say no. Okay. Whereas a good finance guy, a good financial aptitude would say, I invest 50,000 and I get 5,000 rupees every year, which is 10% per annum, which is more than what fixed deposit pays, and I am getting a pen as a bonus. So why not? So this is the financial decision making. You need to get good at forecasting. You need to get good at analyzing an offer, and you need to get good at saying yes to an offer which makes sense. So once you are able to develop this decision making ability, you will be in a position to get a good finance job. Yes, if you don't have knowledge of finance, but you have great communication skills and you have a mind which does forecasting and analyzing and is in a position to take a good financial decision, you are going to get one day a good finance job that you desire. So how do we get this attitude? How do we get this decision-making ability? So today I am going to share with you some of the experiential learning activities which you can do on your own, which you could practice, and if you do regular, committed, sincere practice, if you have the attitude to keep doing these things on a regular basis, you will be able to develop the right skills for getting a great finance job. The first thing is reading a financial newspaper. If you want to if you want to train your mind, if you want to develop the perspective of finance, it is very important to read a financial newspaper every day. Every decision is taken in context of an environment. The environment is always changing. So it is very important for a finance professional to stay on top of the business environment by getting regular inputs of news. So make it a habit of reading a financial newspaper every day. Second thing, do a research on public listed companies. They are available free of cost. You can download the annual report of any public listed company and conduct a research on it. So make it a habit that every month while you are studying, you do a research on at least one public listed company. And what do you research? You should study their annual report. Take up any public listed company, study its annual report, and perform a SWOT analysis and ratio analysis on that company. After that, go and interview the senior management. This will help you build networks, this will help you build contacts, and this will improve your communication skills. So go and interview the senior management, connect with them on LinkedIn, connect with them on email, request for appointment, go and meet them. Everybody will be very happy to share because you're not selling anything to them. You're just doing a research on their company and they'll be happy to interact with you with that. So interview the senior management, build your contacts, and finally write your report. So take up a topic, take up a public sector company every month, which is a public listed company. It could be a private or a public company, but a listed company every month, and perform a fundamental research on that company. With that research, you will be developing your skills and you will be on in the groove of getting all those 5 great jobs that I mentioned. And finally, do mock trading. Nobody learns practical reality without making mistakes. You don't learn to swim without drinking water. Yeah, when you jump in the pool for the first time, there's a lot of water that you drink. And nobody learns to cycle without falling off it. So similarly, you cannot learn your financial decision making without making mistakes, without losing money, without burning your hands. So the best thing to do is practice mock trading on a regular basis. So trade in equity market, trade in commodity market, trade in foreign currency market, trade in debt market, but you don't have to burn real money. Just create artificial portfolios. Assume that you have 5 lakh rupees. Try to create a portfolio, buy and sell from your portfolio, and then at the end of the week, assess how much did you lose and how much did you gain. This habit of practicing and making these mistakes will keep improving your decision making ability, and these 3 experiential learning activities will start developing the right skill sets which you require other than knowledge for getting a great finance job. And now the third ugly truth. The third ugly truth of getting a finance job is the third ugly truth is that seniors pay more to themselves. Yeah, of course. Why shouldn't they? But this is the harsh reality and the harsh truth of finance sector. The seniors of the finance sector pay more to themselves. So how do I take advantage of this information? Is it good for me or is it bad for me? This is a great piece of information. You could use this knowledge to make your way up to that 8-digit salary. Financial services offer the best scope of high future earning. Yes, a lot of people struggle when they join the financial services in beginning of their career. However, financial services is an industry which is known for high future earnings. So what you need to do is you need to have the right attitude and work your way till you become a senior and you start getting that exciting bonus. So how to get a high salary in financial services? First thing is spend at least 3 years with every job. Do not switch jobs because the present job has a bad boss, has a difficult job opportunity, job challenge, has got difficult timelines, deadlines. So spend at least 3 years with every job that you do. The first job that you get into will be very difficult, whatever job it is, it will be very difficult. So don't quit. Stay around, stick around for 3 years. Do not take it up as a job. Take it up as another college. Take it up as a 3-year learning assignment. And make sure that you stick around there for at least 3 years. And then stick around for 10 years. Not necessarily in the same job. It could be a different company. But then stick around in the financial services for at least 10 years. This is what will make you realize your true potential. This is when you will start making great money. What happens is we start something, we get scared of it, we get discouraged by it, and we switch. However, if you stick around financial services for at least 10 years, you would be on an awesome salary. I am going to prove you how in my next slide. Because salaries are skewed for people with more experience. Let's look at this graph and analyze. If we see in this graph, people with 0 to 2 years experience are not that well paid. You get 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh rupees, per annum. So you could be doing a job of 25,000, 30,000 rupees per month with in the first 2 years of your career. But then as you progress to 3 to 5 years and 6 to 8 years of experience, you would see that almost everybody with more than 5 years of experience gets a salary of more than 10 lakh rupees per annum. Yes, everyone in private sector, financial services jobs with more than 10 years of experience today is getting a salary of more than 10 lakh rupees. And let's look at people who have more than 10 years of experience. People with more than 10 years of experience are getting a minimum salary of 20 lakh rupees per annum. Yes, the average salary shoots up with years of experience. So financial services pay seniors more. So if you have 10 plus year of experience, your minimum salary is going to be 1.5 lakh rupees per month. So if you stick around in financial sector, if you don't give up to the challenges, if you stay around with every job for 3 years, in 10 years or much earlier, you would be earning a salary of more than 1.5 lakh rupees per month. And these are average salaries that we are talking about. If you are really good, if you have the right attitude, you could be well beyond these average ranges and you would be on your 8-digit salary that you desire. So I hope nobody would I hope everybody would use this information that we have got just now for the betterment of your career and not give up so easily now. So the 3 ugly truths about applying for finance jobs are: first is the best finance jobs are never advertised. So if you want to get into a good finance job, what you need to do is create a network which gives you references, or join a good institution which gives you a campus placement, and you are able to get started with one of those great finance jobs. Second ugly truth is knowledge of finance is secondary. Yes, it is important to learn finance, but along with learning finance, you also need to work on your skills. Skills are most important, and that is what will get you the job, not your knowledge of finance. So get into those activities that I've asked you to and start improving your skills. And finally, it is seniors who pay more to themselves. So wait and hang out there till you become a senior. Wait for 5 to 10 years and you would see yourself making lots of money with that finance job. So now the secret which I had promised in the beginning, we are coming to the end of this session, and before we end, I want to share this secret which I had promised in the beginning. Do you want to know this? So the secret of how to get your resume picked for this finance job is personal branding. Yes, personal branding is the key. There are millions of people out there who want this great finance job. So how is it that you stand out? What is it that you do to get selected amongst those millions? Obviously, everyone who wants that job will not be called for the interview. So you have to do something much before you go for the interview to get your resume picked. First thing is, make a sales brochure, not a resume. This is a mistake a lot of us do. When we are asked to make a resume, we pick up a good looking template with a good formatting and just replace the information with our own information. and what you're making is a resume, it's a bio data. It's not really going to work. If you really want to get paid, you have to make a sales brochure. You have to make your very own sales brochure, which brings out, which shows your best capabilities to the prospective employer. you know but then there are more than 40 lakh resumes on Naukri.com, and there are another 25 lakh on Times Jobs and many other job websites. So how do we make sure that my resume comes out when the bank starts looking for a candidate? So get the right keywords in your resume. Get these specific keywords like financial analyst. Get these keywords like banking and finance in your resume. Join a course which gives you these keywords. Join a institute which gives you these keywords to add in your resume. Join conferences that give you these keywords. Do projects and research assignments which give you these keywords. And make sure that your resume has a lot of these keywords which the recruiter is searching for. So if I'm a HR in a investment bank, and I am looking for somebody, for an analyst role, what I will do is I will go and look for financial modeling in Naukri. Now, if you have done a course on financial modeling, or if you have learned financial modeling and that is your core skill, your resume will come up in the search, and that will give you a much higher chance of getting called for the interview, because out of 40 lakh resumes, only 4,000 resumes will come out with financial modeling as a skill. So make sure that your resume has got the right keywords in it. Third, put a lot of fancy certifications, projects, and conferences in your resume. The financial services industry the entire finance industry loves jargon. So if you get a lot of certificates, a lot of projects, a lot of certifications, your resume will catch attention, people will get attracted, and that could get you an interview call. And finally, make sure that you add a professional picture, because a lot before the interviewer has met you, somebody is going to eliminate your resume based on his impression of you. So if you really want to make a great impression, add a professional picture of yourself. So what we've discussed is that there are 3 ugly truths about the banking and finance space which you need to know to make a good finance career. And what we've also learned is that if you want your resume to be selected when they are hunting for one of those candidates, there are certain special tricks and nuances that you have to take care, and your resume could be the one getting selected. Now, there is one program that, since I'm from TKW's Institute of Banking and Finance, I'm going to tell you about our program and how our program can help you do all of this. But in the meanwhile, while I talk about the program, before I tell you the program, I would want that you could start asking your questions. We do have a few questions which I'll be answering shortly. But if you have any other questions that you might have risen, while we talked about it, anything from what we spoke in the webinar, or anything else outside it, anything about financial services or getting a job in financial services, please ask your questions while I show you the next slide. Yeah, so my next slide is about this really great course that we offer. This course is known as PG Diploma in Banking and Finance with International Trade Finance. Yes, this is a program which we offer. It's a program for graduates. We enroll people who have completed their graduation from any stream. We also allow people from BTech side. We also give preference to people who have some kind of work experience, because a lot of our recruiting companies give very attractive packages to people who have prior work experience. So this program called PG Diploma in Banking and Finance is not an ordinary PG Diploma program. It is a program which gives you a specialization in international trade finance, which means that when you do this program, you are going to learn you are going to become an international banker. You will learn wealth planning, you will learn trade financing, you will learn forex. You are going to develop an international perspective. and you are going to be in a position to apply for these special jobs. And yes, we do have a campus placement process. We have these companies who share these very special profiles with us, and if you are good at it, you could be one of the students getting selected in these profiles. We take a limited number of students in this course. There is a total intake of 60 students. We do not want to exceed, we do not want to take too many students and we not be able to give them personalized attention or great jobs. So that is why we enroll only 60 students every year. The selection to this program is through a banking aptitude test and a personal interview. So you have to register for the test. It is an online test. After the test, everybody is called for a personal interview. If you qualify these 2 rounds, we would give you a selection letter and your program will start. So this is the program. The test is going to happen shortly. To register for the test, you need to go onto this website www.instituteofbanking.org. Yes, you need to visit this website www.instituteofbanking.org. Go to admissions apply now section, register yourself. You'll have to make a payment of rupees 500 online to register, and you will be given your username and password for the online banking aptitude test. So that's the program for getting these finance jobs. Now, if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. We still have 5 minutes for the webinar. So let me look at the questions that have come so far. I will start answering them one at a time. In the meanwhile, if you have any other questions, please ask them. Yeah. So we have a question from Arpit. Uh, Arpit wants to know learning finance. Okay, no. Arpit wants to know how to justify your selection of finance stream after engineering. Arpit, you'll be glad to know that I also took up science in 11th, 12th and took up engineering after that. Uh, you know, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people who debate that why do engineering if ultimately you want to get into finance. But then there is a great reason why engineers should take up finance, and engineers are the first choice of good organizations for a finance job. A very simple reason why engineers are most sought after is because of their analytic and forecasting ability. You know, everything that you study in BTech or engineering is about analyzing. So as you do the 3 mathematics papers, you know, which are the most dreaded on an engineering campus, and you do your engineering drawing and you do your all other engineering subjects, you end up training your mind to become more and more analytical. And this analytical bent of mind makes we engineers the perfect prospective candidates for financial service industries. We have trained our mind. Now all that we need is the right knowledge, and we will be in a position to get a great finance job. So that's how I would justify doing finance after engineering. So do we have any other questions? Let's see. Yes, we have a question here. We have a question from Navneet. Yes, Navneet wants to know the procedure for taking admission for PG Diploma in Banking and Finance. Navneet, the procedure is simple. You have to go online to our website, which I just mentioned, instituteofbanking.org. You can pay rupees 500 using your net banking or credit card over there. Otherwise, you could also visit our institute. We are located in Delhi. You could visit our institute and pay 500 rupees in cash there and register yourself. After you register, we will send you your username and password for the online test. You will appear for the test online, and then we would call you for a personal interview round. This personal interview is very important. As I said, aptitude is not everything. So banking aptitude is important, but it is attitude which matters more. So we check your attitude, we check whether you are trainable for banking and finance or not. And if you have those skills, yes, we will give you admission to the program. Let's see if we have any other questions. Okay, yes, we have another question about the test. How is it that the test happens online if there is any cheating? Don't worry, there is very little scope of cheating on this test. It is a 120-minute test in which you have to answer 200 questions, and if you try to cheat, your total number of attempts, your attempted questions will fall because you will spend time looking up the answers. So ultimately, your score will get balanced out. So you will be able to do this test. You will be able to perform well in this test only if you are doing it honestly on your own. So don't worry, we've taken care of that. So great. I think there are no other questions. I hope I have been able to address everybody's queries. And before I end, let me summarize what we discussed today once again. We've discussed the 3 ugly truths about finance jobs. The first is that the best banking and finance jobs are not advertised. So you need to have a network to get selected. Second thing that we discussed is that knowledge is not all that important. It is only secondary. What is more important is your skill sets. And third is that seniors pay themselves the more. So you have to wait till you become a senior and you will be the most well-paid professionals in the industry. So I hope it has been an informative session. We will be hosting more such webinars. For those of you who have missed this webinar or have joined late, we will be making a recording available on our YouTube. We will also be emailing it to you. So I wish you all a very good luck. Best of luck for your career, best of luck for your courses, best of luck for getting a good job, and hope all of you make great bankers and we meet one day. Thank you so much.